What up guys, it is your big bold bad boy Jules here for What Culture Gaming with a brand new review just for you. But it's actually going to be slightly different. You see, the thing that I love about gaming is that I love that there's a huge variety of AAA titles down to the smallest companies that are creating absolute passion projects. And we don't really cover those enough, in my opinion. So what we're going to do today is we're going to explore a bit more of the indie market with a few more short reviews, short form stuff, a bit more discussion pieces, basically just more coverage on indie games, or what I like to call indie moments. Isn't that catchy? I'm sure it will take off, make it into a show name, because our bosses hate show names. Even though the reviews and content might be a little bit shorter on the time length, that doesn't mean that the games included aren't anything other than maximum amounts of fun. So let's see what we've got today. It is Hand of Fate 2. I'm not expecting you to animate the box in there, but I just thought I'd do that anyway. Now, the original Hand of Fate was a glorious little title filled with fun, random encounters, loots, and obviously a lot of cards. It was like a choose-your-own-adventure meeting Batman Arkham styles of combat, and then just tons of games of chance in between. It was, for lack of better words, f***ing lovely. Because it was so funny and engaging and just gorgeous to look at, I had high hopes for Hand of Fate 2. And therefore it gives me great pleasure to say that this sequel improves on nearly everything that the original brought to play. The game is split into 22 challenges, which are all just short little stories seeing your customizable character move as a pawn across different cards which are randomly dealt, meaning that effectively your story, even though having a beginning and a set end, can have a lot of difference in between. The best thing is that once you beat these challenges, you unlock new cards that can be added to a personalized deck. Now this deck allows you to strategize because you can choose which are some of the random cards going to be in your next encounter, meaning that you get some control about what's coming next. But no matter what you choose, sometimes it will just come down to a case of luck. But luckily, Hand of Fate deals with this really well by adding in new dice rolls as well as the shuffling cards choose success and failure rate little mini game that it's got. It's really well implemented, and even though loads of other RPGs have done this sort of dice rolling to hit a certain target thing before, this is new for Hand of Fate 2, and it just breaks up and adds more variance to the gameplay, which is always a good thing. Now, all of these tales are held together by the dealer, a mysterious figure who kind of is the combination between the merchant from Resident Evil 4 and the narrator from Bastion, which, like me and your mother, is always a good coupling. Sorry, I had to get one of those in there. One per day. Keeps the doctors away, that's what they say. They don't say that. He is fantastically charming and aloof, and it just adds a sense of storytelling warmth that you need from a game like this. When you actually couple it with the storytelling on the cards themselves, all of the written dialogue, you can see that the developers, Defiant Development, have actually stepped up their game significantly for this sequel. However, there is one downside, and it comes in the form of the combat, which, while being very fun and just easy to pick up, is a little clunky. There are tons of customizational bits like your weapon and your shield, any types of armor that you might get, as well as the enemies as well, which have different mutations. But you do feel like you've seen pretty much every type of enemy between the sort of mid to late part of the game. Again, it's not a bad thing, it doesn't really draw you out of the whole experience, but it's just a little bit too clunky for my liking. I just wish that that was the bit that had the most polish put in, because you do a lot of fighting in the game. That being said, they have added in new elements to the fighting. You've got companions now, like you can get up to 4 different ones, and they actually play into the end story of the game as well, so it's worth collecting, exploring their personalized stories. It kind of evokes a kind of Mass Effect 2 style thing, where you're building a team to lead them on a bigger journey. It's actually quite good, and they help you out in battle as well with special abilities, and you can call on their skills, such as one of the first guys you pick up, he gives you an extra like a shield thing, so you can take one hit free of damage. Those are nice touches, but I would like to have seen them implemented more. It feels like they just kind of stand there in the battlefield, they do their thing, you do yours, and at the end they're like, cool. I would have liked to see a bit more back and forth, a bit more dialogue maybe in the future. But don't get me wrong, that criticism I had about the combat doesn't mean that I wasn't having fun with it. In fact, that's what this game is. It's just concentrated amounts of fun. Having randomized stories, loot, encounters, it just means that you never know what's coming, and I like that. It's a heartwarming game, and one that I really, really do recommend you try. So, in short, this game is much more than just a simple reshuffle. It's taken the jokers out, it's got the aces loaded, and it got my deck very hard. With this in mind, I'm going to give Hand of Fate 2 4.5 stars out of 5. You are very welcome. So, that's what I thought of the game, but let me know what you thought of the game. Have I convinced you with my hand-wafting, dulcet tone-style delivery? Probably not, but you never know. You never know, it's part of the fun. It's all positive vibes between you and I. Let me know what you thought about it, whether you're going to pick it up. Then like, share, and subscribe, please. Then go back to Twitter, follow us on the gaming channel there. That would help me out a lot, because the bosses are at my back. I'm joking, they're not really. As always, I've been Jules, you've been awesome, and I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye. Don't know why I did that. Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Aren't you a star? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below. And also, there's probably more content floating up above my head, so why not check that out as well? Could be a laugh. Probably. 6 out of 10.